Hey, Teddy K here for the Best Buy blog, and in this video review we'll take a look at one but two of Aputure's portable LED lights that you can use for photography or videography needs, whether it's at home or out in the field. You may have never heard of Aputure, and that's okay, but you may be interested in what they have when it comes to lighting because they are definitely doing things that are interesting and very much adaptable and approachable. The reason I say that is because that's the way I've always looked at lighting. So for me personally, I've always liked the idea of using color or portability in lighting because shooting a lot of product, you always appreciate something like that. It adds a little bit of extra flavor, something different creatively for whatever it is you're shooting. They are not, of course, lights that are specifically for product photography. You can use them for just about anything, and that's kind of where we're at here with the AL-M9 and the MC RGBWW, excuse me. So these are two different lights. I'm going to look at them separately because they are serving different purposes. The AL-M9, starting with this one, is small. I mean, look at this. This is basically this is the size of a credit card. Stack about 8 of them together and you have the same thickness as well. So very small product, very easy to pocket. Of course, it does come with a case, but very easy to pocket and easy to use. It has only one switch to turn on and off, and then of course minus and plus buttons to change the brightness. There are 9 levels of brightness on this. So I can show you here just quickly as I use it on myself, just so you can see kind of how bright it gets. That's the highest brightness. You know, at arm's length, pretty bright. I would caution though that this is not the kind of light that you're going to use to light up a whole room, despite the fact that Aputure says that it has 120 degrees in terms of how wide it can go. It's not necessarily going to flood a whole space like that with really good lighting. I mean, it's just not going to emulate a softbox or a proper studio light. But that's not the purpose. The purpose here is to have something that you can use as a portable light. It may not necessarily be a key light, but it could be something that you use as your primary light source, especially if you're out in the field, you're limited with what you have, or you're just limited with the resources that you have to spend on gear. And if that's the case and you want to use something like this, I don't see really an issue with that. It is pretty versatile despite the fact that it can change color, so you can change both. Well, first of all, you can mount it, either a cold shoe or there's a screw mount underneath here, so you can apply it, just mount it on a tripod, mount it on a camera, basically anything that can take either one of those things, this will fit. You can also take off the diffuser, so you'll see there are 9 LEDs in there. That diffuser also allows you to put gels on top, so Aputure includes 2 actually in particular, so if you want, they have a blue one here for a cooler light, and of course you have this amber one here for a warmer light. You can use any of your own gels. So if you have your own gels and you want to add some color to this product, you certainly can. There's nothing, again, the magnets are strong enough to keep it in place, so you're good to go. There's no connectivity like there is with the other light that I'm going to talk about. So it serves a pretty singular purpose. And again, on its own, it may not be good enough on its own for what it is you need to do, which may require you to buy more of them. But that being said, ultimately, it does serve its purpose in doing what it's supposed to do, so long as your expectations are pretty measured and you recognize that, again, it's not going to be the perfect light for every situation. But if you're vlogging or you're doing, I don't know, TikTok videos or something, and you need a light source that can work and it can attach to a camera, or you can mount it somehow with some kind of a rig that will include a smartphone, you really can't go wrong with this, especially considering that you can take it anywhere with you. Now, as I move on to the MC RGBWW, weird name. So I have one of them here, but I actually have 2 of them. So I own 2 of these, and one is over here emulating a fire. So these lights can do all the different lights, all the different colors, I should say. And so we're looking at, now in color temperature, we're looking at a range of 3200 to 5600 kelvins. You're looking at an intensity of 0 to 100%. So hue, saturation, intensity, those are the 3 main things you can change. But it goes way beyond that when you look at the Sidus Link app. So Aputure has an app, iOS and Android, called Sidus Link. And there is a plethora of options, and I really mean that, because it does take time to learn what the app offers as far as what these lights can do. So right now I have an effect that I have programmed onto this light, which is why it's kind of slowly changing color as I use it here. But there's so much more. I mean, you know, when we look at the app and what it can do, there's just so much more. It's not just a matter of just changing color. That's the simple part. It's also from color temperature. Do you want to go tungsten? Do you want to go daylight? Do you want to go, if you're applying an effect, how long do you want it to last? Do you want it to flicker? Do you want it to flash? I can go on and on. And even for myself, I'm still learning new things about what the app can do. One of the cool things in particular is that it can use the camera on the phone to sample a color that it sees. So this is kind of great. If you want to do something, for example, related to a sports team that you like, and you want to emulate the exact color of the team's jersey, for example, you know, you just sample it either from a jersey, a poster, anything that has that team's color, and you can have it show up on this light. And then you can apply that color to an effect later on if you want to. So really, really great stuff. And it goes even further. If there's some kind of effect that you've seen out there, an actual fire, and you want to sort of emulate that also, there's a separate mode for that where, again, you point the camera, it samples it, and that's it. So really, really cool stuff that's in here. Again, I haven't even fully understood all of it yet because I'm not a lighting expert, I admit. But I do know something about it, certainly because I've been using portable lights for quite some time to take product shots. And so there's real value when it comes to using something like this. Again, this is not a key light. This is not a light that I would necessarily use as my primary lighting source. You could if you're doing stuff that's more up close, but to me, these are more accent and supporting lights that you would use to kind of just to add some flair, add something different, a different vibe. You know, something stylistic to whatever it is that you're trying to do, regardless of whether it's video or photography. I should mention that there's some very cool elements to this too. You got two magnets in the back. You have an LED screen here at the top. You have a rotary dial that can also control what the screen shows and set, you know, whatever you want it to set. You also have wireless charging, so not only is it USB-C, but you place this on a wireless charger, it charges as well. It lasts 2 hours, up to 2 hours at full brightness, but you'll find that you won't necessarily need to use full brightness all the time because it just does so well. And of course, it comes with a silicone diffuser that does a great job of really softening that light. So if you don't want to go harsh with the light, you put this on and it softens it beautifully. So Aputure did a great job adding, you know, the different components. I mean, the case is very nice too. You can attach it through on a belt, attach it to a bag. It fits everything inside, and you're good to go. So a very impressive product. You can put it on a tripod if you want to. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to use an adapter if you want to put it on a cold shoe, but that's okay. You know, with everything else that's in here, that's all right. I don't really mind that so much. And that's my review of the Aputure AL-M9 and the MC RGBWW, both portable lights. For the Best Buy blog, I'm Teddy K. Thanks for watching.